Hello you all, my name is Tony Odom, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about building a Glogster with community helpers. We started off in kindergarten with trying to do an activating strategy, and the strategy that we came up with was to watch a YouTube video. And notice I have this embedded here in this video section. Therefore, the children can watch the firefighter saves the kitten, and we would do this even at the beginning of the class on our smart board. Once we've watched the activating strategy of this firefighter, we would go to our computer lab, and I have linked here several activities that we would do in the computer lab that involves a government site on firefighters. There's other links and so forth that would be there within that. The next thing that we would do, that would be our first day's lesson, and that would be one day. The next day, we would move right along and go into drawing their favorite community helper, and then also dressing up like their favorite character or their community helper. The the support teacher would take half the class while I took the other half, and we created both of these sections. So let's take a look at what the students have to say about a community helper. These are their drawings and their narrations.
A police officer chases people that goes too fast and gives them a note. Hey, doctor.
And as you can see, these students enjoyed this. They did a lot of those. They enjoyed that. They drew the pictures. They were giving me the tools that the community helper used. And now the other group dressed up like community helpers. Now this is a Google Doc slideshow, and I'd like for you to see it. So there's not going to be any talking in this, but you will see that the slideshow here is going to start, and you will see how some of the children dressed up, and they were able to type in the name of their community helper, and then they dictated their sentences to me, so I typed those in. And we had some really cool ideas of the children that they had. They did so many neat things, like they had from veterinarian to nurse. They used tools. I presented all of the information in a bucket. They were able to gather tools, equipment to create their little setting. So they thoroughly enjoyed that. That was pretty cool for us. One of the other things that we did the next day while I was working on helping the children insert these activities and things into the photo story. This one was actually Photo Story 3, and this one was actually a Google slideshow. So while we were working on that, my support teacher was going through and showing them about Brain Pop Jr. Our school has a license for this, a subscription, so we were able to go and view this while I was helping some of the others on my station to do this. Now, you do have to have a subscription to get to see this, so this is something that's pretty cool if you get a chance to go back to that and to look at that. Another thing that I had is actually an ebook from Scholastics, and it was pretty cool. I'll show you that section. This was one part that we did. And here we would go. The children would hit start reading. It clicks on. There's little activities, and they read this book about a police officer. Pretty cool. They thoroughly enjoyed this. They had a great time.
I am a police officer.
With this section. Another thing that we included happened to be the rubrics. Those are things that we used in order to show for the assessments. I also included the credits and so forth, but the rubrics were located here. Here is a copy of the rubric. I did a rubric for the digital photo story. It was included to do on one slide to show what the child created, not the entire photo story. Here's my rubric for that, and then I had another rubric to show my community helper. This was the dress-up time and so forth. Some things that I had to look for is how to incorporate differentiation, and that happened to dealing with students that had disability. I found out that some children like to get a book. And I have talked for 5 minutes, so thank you.